So, welcome, and good morning, good day to everyone from everywhere. And this wonderful gathering of all of you and that I see on chat, and those of you on chat, for me, you also represent the many people who are here who are not um, posting there, and I realize it's a wonderful group. Thank you. Um, so, yeah, again, I feel a little bit reluctant to speak. I feel quite content sitting here and quiet inside. And what is there to say? Sometimes silence is more useful than speaking. Well, we are doing gratitude this week, so grateful for all of you. Grateful to be able to sit here and reflect and feel and sense what's happening in this way. And so to begin our meditation, um, gratitude is not just something to think of the mind. It's also not just something to feel of the heart. It's also something of the body. And sometimes we express gratitude with sometimes a handshake, sometimes a bow, sometimes a smile, sometimes offering a gift to someone, a small gratitude gift. And it's possible to think of the meditation posture you're sitting in as a posture of gratitude. And you might want to take a little care about how you sit right now. And maybe sway back and forth a little bit, forward and back, just to kind of limber up and then kind of come back into whatever posture that is your posture, to do so with the idea that now this is the posture of gratitude. It's a very special thing. Anybody's meditation posture, where they're standing, walking, sitting, lying down. But what it would be like if this posture was the expression of gratitude, a thankfulness. And sometimes it doesn't have to be for anything. There can just be a gratitude, just because it's what wells up from within. Or a gratitude to be able to practice. It's one of the great things in a human life to have a spiritual practice, to have a practice of liberation. So this practice, grateful for it. It's almost like a reciprocal thing that we take this posture to practice, and we're grateful for the practice, which then helps shape our posture. Gently closing your eyes. And what if gratitude now in meditation is a quiet, shy, gentle quality within? And how would you orient yourself? How would you settle yourself? How would you listen to yourself, sense, so you can be attuned to something that's quiet, deep, settled? It's already here under the layers of agitation, preoccupation, difficult feelings you might be having. To allow yourself, the thinking mind, to become quieter so you can attend, care for, be with yourself as your best friend. Be with yourself as a good spiritual friend that will listen to you, attend you as you are, listening to what's deep within. And if breathing is a comfortable place for meditation, to breathe with that quiet depth, to breathe out of it and return to it. And if there's no quiet depth in you, then be focused more on how you're mindful, how you attend to yourself. To see if you can be the quiet companion who accepts you as you are, feels you as you are, and gets to know you as you are, in whatever way you are. And perhaps what you are then is grateful to have such a companion. Sitting here together in a posture, attitude, orientation to a quiet gratitude for now, here, practicing. And then as we come to the end of this sitting, to lead you through a little gratitude meditation. As you sit here, lay here, stand here, in your body, the whole of who you are includes your body. It isn't that you have a body so much as you are a body, physical body. You are body, mind, heart, all together. And a huge part of this body that meditating is made of water. Made from the waters, comes from the waters of this earth, the rivers, streams, and lakes and oceans. Over a lifetime, so much of the waters of the world have passed through you, have had a home in you, have been you. And to be grateful for waters, grateful for how incredibly important water is for our life, our body, our being. Acknowledging, appreciating water as something to be thankful for. Another big part of this human body is all the molecules made of carbon. We're carbon life. And all the carbon that makes us up is a form of solidified air. The carbon dioxide in the air is converted by photosynthesis, by plants, into some molecules that then become carbon molecules that holds our body together, builds the body. And to be grateful for the air. Thank you. In a sense, the air that we don't see becomes a solidified air that we do see. And then together with the carbon molecules, we're made up of minerals that come from the earth. And if you mostly eat local food, part of you is comprised of the earth in your area. With international trade, we're made up of the earth from all over the world. Thank you to the earth that supports us in so many ways. Thank you. And then there's the sun, the fire that burns quietly for us far away, lighting the days. The light that's converted by photosynthesis into the carbon molecules that are the source of sugars and source of our energy, that passes through carbonized molecules to be released as little sunlights in our body, little electricity through our nervous system. Thank you, sun, the big one and the teeny ones of electrons in our body, Wow, thank you. And then there's the wonderful, wondrous capacity that evolution has given us, slowly, steadily, all our different capacities for attention, for sensing, feeling, knowing, recognizing, being aware. Somehow, the dynamic processes of life have brought us this, the capacity to be aware, to think and to know. Thank you, all the life processes that brought this into being, that we share in this wonderful, wondrous way, that we are the universe knowing itself. Thank you. And then there's space. When we walk through this world, it's because there's empty space that we can walk. Empty space makes possible walking and talking and communicating and doing things, moving around, moving our fingers and hands. In the same way, we have to have space within us, space in our body, in our mind, in our hearts, for all that moves within us. And we often fill the space with thoughts and preoccupations and our focus on the emotional life, our suffering, our pains, our successes. But we have a practice that allows us to give space, to live in a spaciousness that makes so much possible, so much more possible than if we're hemmed in by our thoughts. And thank you, space. Thank you, earth, water, air, fire, awareness, and space. Always here with us. To be grateful for all that sustains our life, moment by moment, so that we're better equipped to be with the difficulties and sufferings of this life. May we touch into love, compassion, goodwill, care, as the culmination of all that sustains our life. May we be grateful for whatever capacity we have, for a kind-hearted heart. Thank you. And may we bring this kindness, goodwill into the world to benefit everyone. May all beings be happy. Thank you. So hello and welcome to this third talk on gratitude, and present a little bit about the different aspects, dynamics of gratitude, which I've called the ecology of thankfulness, gratitude, and begins with there is the cognitive aspect of appreciating something and acknowledging it. And part of what the Buddhism, that the word for one of the words for gratitude is can kind of be more literally be translated into English as acknowledgement of what has been done for us. And then there's the thankfulness, which is the feeling, and to allow ourselves to feel. And there's a way in which taking a moment, taking a minute, taking a year, taking a lifetime, to take in the experience, the feeling of well-being that comes from gratitude, comes from thankfulness. To open up to it, let it register. And one of the reasons to do it is not for just to indulge in those feelings, but rather it becomes more whole that way, the gratitude. And so when we say thank you, or we bow, there's much more embodiment behind it, much more here. And so there's more that's offered in return. If I just kind of keep walking and wave my hand, thank you, I don't know if that's really going to touch someone else. It's not going to, it's kind of like incidental and casual, almost like unimportant, it's kind of, just kind of bark out, thank you, thanks. But to stop with someone and maybe even hold their hands and say thank you, though you have to be careful who you do that with. But, to really stop and bow a little bit, even if you don't put your hands together. Thank you. So to really feel it so it can be embodied. And then the part I want to emphasize today is expressing gratitude. This is an extremely important thing. Again, not only for the person you're saying thank you to, but I believe it's important for us. That this is one of the things I've learned from my years of monastic practice, that there's something about deep appreciation, deep welling up of gratitude that happened to me day after day, but all the meditation I did. And there was something about the experience, the goodness, the well-being of meditation that I felt so grateful, so appreciative, that it felt like there was something inside of me that needed to express it. Otherwise it was bottled up, it was restricted, it didn't really have a life, it couldn't come to its fullness. And so one of the reasons I like to bow at the end of meditation, whenever I meditate, is that it gives a life, it gives acknowledgement, it allows a movement that's happening inside of me to live and have its fulfillment. And that's the deep feeling of appreciation, of gratitude. And in return, I think it also then changes me, inculcates, or I don't know, it kind of reinforces that side of myself. And and so after my years of monastic practice, we did a lot of bowing. And I didn't always want to bow. It wasn't always out of appreciation. But after a while, it was something about putting my hands together and bowing, even when I didn't want to. It had an effect on me. It was a gratitude posture that kind of little drop by drop actually did do something to me. And by the time I left and at the monastery, we always bowed to each other whenever we passed each other. And when I left the monastery after 3 years, I was walking down the street in the city of Berkeley nearby, and and I was, the first day out of the monastery, I was passing all these people on the sidewalk, and I just wanted to bow to them all. But, they were strangers, and I think that would be weird. And then luckily, I saw across the street, down the street, someone who'd visited the monastery at some point during the summer. And I went running after her and said, I think I kind of said, stop, wait. And it was really, I just wanted to have someone to bow to, and who I could express my gratitude for, just, just all these people, for the people I was there, and give it life. So to express gratitude. So certainly to do it with a thank you in words, but to let the words be embodied, not just kind of like casual. Stop and do it. Say it with, in a good way, and fullness of it. There is also, so it's not just the words, but it's also the gestures you use. So, people who don't know about bowing, you don't want to do that to you. That maybe it's weird for them. But, a little nod, a stopping and looking at them. There's, some movement of the hand that expresses something. Maybe just sometimes thank you, kind of opening your hands wide. The old days, men would tip their hats. That express a little bit more of a gesture of something. And so what's the gesture? What's the embodiment of it? It could be stopping physically and turning towards the person, say thank you. These wonderful photographs and videos of the Dalai Lama going over to people who he sees, and bowing and holding their hands, and he's just completely with them for those few minutes, like they're the most important person. I don't know if he's expressing gratitude, but there's something deep. Because he's really there, and Dalai Lama has changed so many people just by how he greets people. And then you might want to give something. There's something called the gratitude gift. And sometimes, later, so I want to thank you for what you did for me. And here's a small gift. Not a big gift that makes people obligated to return, but something. We bake something and give them. I baked this for you. It's please, or here's some flowers. I want to thank you for the favor you did me, the support you did, or a little expression of gratitude. So it's more embodied and fully. It makes so much more that goes on. And and then the other thing I think about is sometimes it's useful to go out of your way to say thank you. Show up, go see someone, and walk up to them and say, I just wanted to take the time to say thank you. It's clear you're going out of your way. You go into their office, you walk down the hall, and I'm here just to say thank you. Or to go to a neighbor and just knock on the door and say, I just want to say thank you for yesterday. It was really nice to be invited over for dinner. It was really nice. And it doesn't have to be a gift. It's just, that's all I wanted to say. And so to go out of your way. So again, it's something deeper in it. It's not just a casual thank you. It's like we're investing, we're doing something. And what I'd like to suggest is that this way of really living in gratitude is a way of letting the love or gratitude or the dynamic aspect of human relationships in a healthy way to flow. Something cycles of giving and receiving, gratitude and generosity. It just keeps flowing and moving, just like all the elements within us. The water that we have comes and goes, water that's in us now. Probably some water molecules were there of the Buddha, of all kinds of wonderful, compassionate people in the past. Wonderful, so much. And it keeps flowing out of us. Our water that's in us now will probably be in some other human being or animal or being in the future, thousands, millions of years. And we want to just keep it flowing, keep it moving, keep it going smoothly. And so it is with our the human relationships, the dynamism of love, of care, of friendship. Keep it flowing. And one of the ways to do that is to express gratitude. And sometimes when we neglect to do that, something stops. It stops with us, and maybe it never continues again. And So keep it going. Pass it on through how you say thank you. So for all of you, thank you very much for today. And I'll be here tomorrow in the United States. It's a holiday. And Friday, and we'll continue this topic of gratitude. Thank you.